Hello guys, Lego Redstone Ninja here, and today I am back in Space Engineers for the first time in what seems like forever. So, aside from the glitchiness of these space spider thingies that keep attacking me, I am planning on creating a sort of air island. So, like, lots of floating islands with a big city on them. And I have to say, I was hugely inspired by this, by a person named Euthris, who's another YouTuber, and he did something rather similar, but in a game called Medieval Engineers, which is like Space Engineers' little brother. Now I'll get rid of this sand that for some reason placed. So, this will be the first episode in what I'm hoping will be a series of some form. And let's get started making these islands. So just getting a relatively large radius for my tool, and then let's work in alien rocky terrain. Turn up the distance a bit more. Just thinking how large this is compared to everything else. That's a respectable size. And so my plan is that we'll have sort of dock on that outcrop here, and there'll be viewing areas below. Then it'll have a rope bridge of some form leading to a series of islands. And now to start with, I'm just going to make them, if this tool works. There we go. I'm not sure why it's taking a while to spawn in. By creating these circles of rock and then joining them together, filling them out, and turning them into, well, islands in the sky. That should be the second one created when it loads in. So this is the first time I've tried this, and I just hope it works. If it doesn't, I'll find something that does and re-record this segment. Right, that's that section done. Then we need to fill in this one as well. Yep, it's just taking ages to load in for some reason. Right. Goodness me, this is taking its toll. Not sure why. Guess that's just how it is. Alright. Of course, with these I'll put grass on the top and some other rock kind of protruding out of the bottom. And you know, it's really hard making yourself just rant on when you're recording a video. Because usually when you play, you do it silently, which kind of makes sense. And then when you're recording a video, you have to talk constantly to make it as interesting as possible. It's a lot harder than it sounds like, vocalizing every thought. And so I suddenly don't envy PewDiePie and Let's Players for just being able to say, "Oh no, I'm so scared." It's, it's a skill that takes time, strangely. And then doing now is just grabbing this, and if I select the right thing, adding grass to the top of here to see how it looks. Let's get this sphere, and should be a bit better. The idea is I'll just create lots of islands of different sizes, and maybe have little chunks floating around them to make them seem less out of place. And once this is finished loading in that I'm actually got grass on top of them. There we go. What I will do though is I think that I'll turn this into green grass and have it as a sort of earth area in the middle of this alien planet. And one of the reasons I chose the alien planet is that it would just seem less out of place there, because you've got space spiders trying to kill you every step on the surface, and you've got all these odd things that you wouldn't expect on an Earth planet. And since I don't want it to really be fantasy, it'll just be alien. Alright, that looks like this island. That's this section done once it loads in. Yeah, this looks pretty unappetizing as it is at the moment. So I will get this grass and try that instead. It's much better. Anyway, I'll do the rest of that off camera. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and level off some of these areas just to make it a bit easier to work on, to look a little more natural. So I think I'll do it with this tool. And of course, one of the reasons it's going so slowly is that to make it appear more organic, if you will, I've switched off the snap to voxel grid feature, which helps it, which just helps it work a little better. But since the sun is slowly going down, what I'll do is I'll switch the time and cut back. Now that I'm back and I've switched the sun to a bit higher in the sky, we can see that this island really doesn't look very nice. So I'm quite happy that I decided to stick to add this grass to make it green grass rather than the alien stuff. And I just hope my computer doesn't die on me before I finish this, because that's the way it seems to be going at the moment. But anyway, enough of that. Once I've done that, need to go past all these to find a new color. Red Rock Mountains. Alright. Let's make a sort of slight hillock at this side. It's got that area. Just trying to make it seem as organic as possible, really. Just rather difficult, but I think I should be able to do it by breaking up these shapes as much as possible, and by continuing it as far as possible. Right, let's see that change. I figured out it only updates the rock once you let go of the tool. It appears. It's appearing a bit more natural now. Just try and break up the surface as much as possible by both adding pieces and removing them. So this lump here, for example, move that. It's breaking up this outline as much as possible, really. I think this back area could do a bit of working with. Alright. And I think I'll have it overhanging this edge a little, so it's sort of comes down. Just seeing what works, and if something does work, repeating it. If it doesn't, trying something new. And then I'll just get rid of a little off the top of that area. And drop there. Bit there. Okay. I think I'll put a little more on the top here, actually, because it seemed a bit flat for what we were going for. And then just removing a little bit from here. and from here. Smoothing this area here. I think that's this sort of hill, in fact, just a second. Just got to get rid of this final piece. There we go. Relatively natural looking mountain. Just to see what it looks like from back here. Because really, the far away shots are how you gauge how good something looks in this way, in this sort of build. I guess a look here. And the sides don't appear natural at all, but that looks okay. Of course, I'll need to do a bit more on this bottom section as well. And yeah, it looks alright. I'll switch the material I was using to begin with, which is, I believe, Alien Rocky Mountain. And just got to bring this down somewhat. Thinking just pillars like that won't look very nice. So got to start adding large areas again. Sort of curling round in a slightly ice cream cone-like shape. Or rather ice cream-like shape until it culminates in 3 points, I think. Maybe a couple more. So I'll just get rid of these areas. And I'll do this island on camera, but then I'll jump cut to either jump cut or time lapse to once I've finished most of the island, once I've finished or got the shape of most of the islands ready. Because you don't really want an hour of me just doing the same thing over and over again. Alright. That. What I'm trying to do is make it just be more swooshy with this rather than using the mouse. So I'm often switching with the control keys to move around and use the sort of take time to slow your movement to my advantage. And then what I'll do is I'll switch down the radius. And looks okay. Again, I'll just have to go through that whole smoothing process that we went through on the previous island. Right, and Since that's that sort of concept complete, I'll continue to build out the sort of plan of all these various islands. So we got our first largest island over there, and I think over here, maybe slightly lower down, we'll have another island. And have a little protrusion like that. Then for here, I think another one like that, but this one will be a bit thicker, I think. So we'll have a bit of an underground area. And I think I feel I'll have water cascading down the side of either this one or one of the other ones. And that's 3 islands. I want maybe 6 or 7. So I'll have another quite large one. See, that looks quite good. I think if we add all of the points on there, it would look even better. Maybe from connecting to the top of that hill, I'll have another one which is a 3-circle one. And I'm just using circles because they're easy shapes to work with, and you can create them quickly and sort of sketch out this idea of, alright, I'm going to have this area here, this area here, this area here with them. Got that one. Of course, there's the problem that due to my camera not being quite straight, they're a bit lopsided. As long as I don't press W and S, that problem should be fixed now. Or rather, not W and S, Q and E, which are the rotate. Got that one there. I think I'll add a sort of section here, aside from finishing that one up so it's connected, curving upwards. Like so, and join those bits there. That looks okay for this one. Then I'll have another one here. Just turn the distance down. She was trying to press D there rather than Q and E. And that one should look smaller than I expected, but did give me an idea of having sort of a guard tower in the center, or something of that ilk. So the main prerogative at this point is ensuring that, sorry, I need to switch autosave off. But the main prerogative is ensuring that all of the islands are both similar but not identical, and that there'll be height difference between them. Because if we had them just all on the same plane, it wouldn't look very interesting, or interesting at all, for that matter. So we've got another one there. I think I'll have a couple of these small islands right next to each other. There we go. Once it's loaded in, just add bits to the various sides. And so I think I'll try and have like physics-enabled bridges using rotors to create a rope bridge style thing. And then those seem okay. Just two little islands floating next to each other. In fact, I'll add a third, which will be more of a straight line sort of thing. Not sure why they keep phasing in and out of view when I'm this close to them, but it's just what happens, I guess. And we'll see how those three islands look. Yeah, that's pretty good. And I think maybe finally, but possibly not, I'll have another island over here, which will be the dock of some form. So this will be another circle one. And turn up the distance again. I think this one will just be two of these sections. Alright. And so, I don't have a clock, but rather don't have a stopwatch telling me how much time I've taken. But that feels like it's been a while, so I won't stop the video here, but I will jump cut to when I've got these islands done. I think I should have an island around here because it seems rather empty. So, I'll be right back.